Tonight we have Shabrell Reynolds. She's the president and CEO of Flowing Brook Incorporated. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
But I just received a text. There's some good news on the horizon. Braden Presswood, who's a junior at Pike Liberal Arts, he's one of the golfers who won the state championship with Coach Gene Allen. He is competing in a qualifier in Birmingham this Wednesday for the United States Junior Amateur Championship at the Birmingham Country Club.
Very good.
So golf is a pretty good in the bloodstream of all the Presswoods, and good luck to Braden. And that's some exciting news for, just one of our students in this community. But Shabrell, first of all, if you will, tell us about Shabrell, your family, your parents, your hometown.
Well, I was born here in Troy. I went to Pike County Elementary for just a little while before and I came here in 6th grade. My parents are from Brundage, but I was the only graduate of Charles Henderson. Everybody in my family graduated from Pike County.
Because I coached your little brother,
Darrell.
He's younger, Darrell.
Yes.
And then he was a good running back and good player for us, and then he transferred to Pike County High, and I know won one or two state championships there, if not more. But so your family is from Brundage originally?
Yes, sir. Brundage originally.
And who are your parents?
Alva and Jimmy Reynolds.
Okay. All your siblings, or how many siblings do you have?
So I have one biological sibling, or two actually, Darrell, and then my dad has a son, Jamari, and that's my brother. And then my parents adopted two kids, Marcus and Xander, who are 17 and 19. Xander's in the Army, and Marcus is a senior in high school. At Dothan High.
Dothan High School.
Both my parents now live in Dothan.
Okay, Dothan High School.
Yes, sir.
Well, good. Now, you graduated from what high school?
Charles Henderson High School.
What year did you graduate?
2006.
2006.
Yes, sir.
All right. And what activities were you involved in there, Shabrell?
I cheered, and that's about it. I played softball for the rec league, but I cheered and with Coach Armstrong and Miss Sharon Rhodes.
Yeah,
and so
that's right.
Those are my coaches.
And Addison, not Addison, but Sydney's getting married.
Is she?
Yes.
Wow. Yeah. So we'll get married about a month apart.
You're getting married?
July 30th.
Do you need a singer?
Yes, sir.
Now, who's your fiance?
His name is Christopher Parker.
Christopher Parker.
Yes, sir. He's a sweet man.
Okay, Christopher. There you go. Now, do you have children?
I don't have any kids.
Okay. But we were talking about some of your nieces and all that. Now, where did you, after high school, where did you go there? What was the next step?
For 2 years, I went to UAB in Birmingham, and I was going to be pre-med, and then I was in clinicals one day, and I said, I wanted to be a social worker. Okay. So I decided to transfer back to Troy, against my parents' better judgment, and complete my social work degree.
Okay. And how long, now your company is called Flowing Brook Incorporated.
Yes, sir.
Now, I asked you the question before we started, where did you get the term Flowing Brook?
Well, it's from Proverbs 18:4. So at Flowing Brook, we offer counseling services along with some other like bridge gapping services to help bridge the gap. And Proverbs 18:4 says the words of our mouth should be like a wellspring of wisdom, that of a flowing brook.
Okay. And did that just come to you? Or
actually, I was asleep one night. The Lord had laid it on my heart to start a business, and I was like, well, what would I call it? I kind of went around like that, and I woke up one morning and I heard Flowing Brook, and I was like, well, where is that from? So I started doing research, and I found it.
And so when did you found your company? What year was it started?
2014.
2014. So
yes,
you've been going on for 8 years.
Yes,
and where's your business located?
So we have an office here downtown Troy, right across from the Confetti Crate, 200 East Walnut Street, Suite B.
Okay, so, and also, is that the same side of the building where there's a fitness center? Who cuts hair there?
Chaz Richards. He's also a graduate of Charles Henderson.
Chaz. I love you, big guy. Man, he is a dynamite person.
Yes, he is.
And then there's a business that has the woodworking.
Yes, Caleb Dawson.
Yeah, what is he calls it? It's after two dogs.
It's like I forget the name. Roscoe.
Rex and Roscoe. Rex. I got a
Roscoe something.
yeah. And so you're on, and now there's some they're fixing to renovate a lot of those buildings.
Right, we're all on the same side together.
Okay. Well, that is fantastic.
Yes, sir.
Now, let's talk a little bit more. The services that you offer, specifically if someone's in need of counseling, what all areas do y'all cover at Floyd-Brook?
We cover a variety of mood disorders like depression and anxiety. We do ADHD, people who have gone through life changes where they're having times adjusting with that, bipolar disorder, schizophrenia, all sorts of things. People that are just kind of having a tough time.
And what age groups?
Well, when we originally started Floyd-Brook, we only did adolescents, but using the holistic model that I was given, we now do adults as well, because we want to work with the whole family unit to make sure that everything about the environment is changing.
Okay. Hey, Nate, if you can show us that icon on the board of the contact information. Again, how does someone contact Floyd-Brook?
They can call us at 855-492-5203, or they can email us at floydbrookinc@yahoo.com. And we also have a local number there, 770-0326.
Okay, so it says couples counseling, panic attacks, phobias, relationship problems, depressive mood,
Confidence.
okay, and stress, emotions, life coaching, addiction, habits, anger and abuse. You have to read that.
ADHD and oppositional defiant disorder.
Okay. So they can call and get an appointment.
Yes,
and
sir.
Typically your business hours are Monday through Friday. But if there's a need on the weekend,
Yes.
they can call.
Yes, we are open by need on the weekend, at least one weekend a month, and then after hours.
Okay.
And we go into the homes and do counseling with a lot of our kids that may be of a lower socioeconomic status, and then some that may not have access to transportation. We do go to the homes or to the schools or wherever we need to do.
Right.
And it's not traditional. Sometimes with our kids that we go into the homes with, we don't necessarily sit in the homes. Once we build up that rapport, I may say, hey, can we go to Starbucks? Or hey, can we go eat a dinner tonight? And that way it lets me see the child outside their environment as well, or
Right.
that person outside their environment.
In today's, with that, what attributes to some of the problems that, let's say, youth in today's world, what are some factors that go into all this of problems?
We're in
general.
We're in an identity crisis. We're being heavily influenced by social media. We don't really know who we are, and I think a lot of that is because of social media, but a lot of it is we're parenting a lot younger now, and so we don't have time to develop as we should before we, bring offspring into the world.
Yeah. Or the parenting is not a confined rooftop environment for some of our kids. The kids, sometimes are in a environment where it may be just mother, or it could be just daddy, or it could be with the grandmother, granddaddy. But in today's world, and I filled in for Matt Lowry at Calvary Baptist Church
Okay.
2 or 3 weeks ago, and the message I gave was putting on the armor of God each day,
Full armor.
because of what is on TV, what is shown in commercials, what is shown in magazines, what people listen to, music.
Music, yes.
You've already mentioned it, social media. We could go to a restaurant right now and a group of 8 would walk in, and all 8 probably would be on their phone rather than just sitting and talking and eyeballing each other and looking around. I like looking at what's going on around my environment. Or when you're driving down the road, one person's driving, everybody else in the cars.
On the phones.
You're gonna have.
And I'm guilty too, but
Yeah.
sometimes, I'm doing emails and stuff. But, I did an experiment last week with this kid. She wanted to go to Starbucks for her session. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
And I said, well, what do you like to drink? And she was like, I don't know. I'm going to get on TikTok or YouTube and I want to show you the drink. And so I said, okay. And so she showed the people and they said, okay, we can do something like that, but, not exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And so she got it and she was like, I hate this. And I said, okay, well, I want to go in too. Well, why do you hate it? And she said, well, I'm sorry I wasted your money. And I said, you didn't waste my money. That was the best $6 I've ever spent. Because it taught her then that she has to have her own interest in the things that she desires and not be influenced heavily by someone else's desires.
Right. And isn't there something on social media where you're called an influencer?
Social media influencer,
That's
yeah.
right. You're doing stuff that everybody else tries to mimic and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that.
But what, Shabrell, I know you're fixing to get married, but I can only imagine when someone is working or helping someone and you may see a case where it's very disheartening. What is your outlet where when you close your eyes at night or when you get some off time, what do you do in your off time to recharge your batteries, I guess I'd say?
Well, the very first thing is prayer. That is a huge part of my life. And through my prayers, I'm able to see my clients succeed as well. I run a prayer group 3 times a week, and you probably wouldn't imagine the release I get from that. I spend time with my butterfly, my niece. I call her my butterfly. She plays travel softball and all that. So that's what I'm doing in my spare time, and spending time with my fiance.
Okay. Now, travel ball, what team is she on?
Apex.
Apex. Okay.
She's only 7,
Okay.
but she plays travel ball.
Okay. Is she in the rec department?
She
rec
is.
league?
She's in All Stars now. They're getting ready to start state next Friday.
Where will it be?
Dothan.
Dothan. Okay. And did
Yeah.
they win their area?
They were runners-up. Geneva
Okay.
beat them out in the district.
Yeah. So if you're in the district, first and second place will go to the next step.
Which is
But when they hit to Dothan, they won't play each other right away. Geneva will play somebody, and then Troy will play somebody. But well, that's great. What's the name of the team? They're the Troy All Stars, 7 and under.
8U Darlings.
8. Okay. Well, good luck, and that'll start
Thank you.
after the 4th of July.
Right. Well, we're actually practicing now.
Okay.
But July 8th through the 12th.
Okay, and her name, you call her Butterfly.
I call her Butterfly, but her name is Alea Reynolds.
Alea.
Zalea.
Zalea
She actually
Reynolds.
came here last year. The 6U
Okay.
Sweeties went to Louisiana.
That's right.
She
That's
did,
right. I can remember that. They had a little fundraiser or
They
something
did.
that day, and I think we talk to all of them.
Yes.
I can remember that now because I believe I was here. I don't know if Mike Amos was here that
He
morning.
wasn't.
But I had to do it, and there used to be a show called Kids Say the Darndest Things.
Yes, I remember.
Art Linkletter or somebody like that. But to get a 6-year-old or 7-year-old or 4, 5, 6, 7, or 8-year-old, and you just ask them general questions, and they're going to say the neatest things.
I think you got a lot of answers that day. What is your favorite food? Shrimp, lobster, and
Okay.
you were like, wow.
Wow. I can't even remember the last time I've had lobster. But anyway. Well, Shabrell, let's go ahead and give us the highlights of Flowing Brook again, how you can be contacted,
Yes.
and all that kind of stuff.
You can reach us on our toll-free number, 855-492-5203, or locally, 334-770-0326, or you can email us at flowingbrook.inc@yahoo.com.
Okay, show that one more time, if you will, Nate. There it is. Okay, face-to-face counseling, Flowing Brook Incorporated, Shabrell Reynolds. And that phone number again is
855
855,
492
okay, 492.
5203.
Okay, there it is on the screen as well. Well, thank you so much for being on the show, and
Thank you.
have a good week, and congratulations on your wedding.
Thank you.
And we'll be right back after these messages.
Brundage Building Supply and Paint Center at Jackson Hardware. 120 years and counting of real customer service with a smile and a heartfelt thank you for visiting with us. PPE, lumber, paint, building supply and roofing, guns, ammunition, American-made items, and oh, by the way, hardware.
If you've had an accident or just want a new look for your vehicle, come see us at Troy Paint and Body, where we do it right the first time. Our staff has more than 100 years combined experience and can handle repairs and paint work on any make or model. We also offer a lifetime guarantee as long as you own your vehicle. Now that shows we stand behind our work. And our 24-hour towing service means we're here when you need us. So come see us at Troy Paint and Body, located on South Brundage Street in Troy beside the post office. Troy Paint and Body, where we may meet by accident, but you'll be glad we did.
A personal touch, a high level of trust. Whether it's checking and savings accounts, personal or business loans, or our local friendly service. That's what Troy Bank and Trust customers expect. But now we offer more. Free identity theft protection for our new and existing customers, protecting your family's time, money, and good name from identity theft. Because protecting your identity is now a big part of our identity.
Brundage Building Supply and Paint Center at Jackson Hardware. 120 years and counting of real customer service with a smile and a heartfelt thank you for visiting with us. PPE, lumber, paint, building supply and roofing, guns, ammunition, American-made items, and oh, by the way, hardware.
If you've had an accident or just want a new look for your vehicle, come see us at Troy Paint and Body, where we do it right the first time. Our staff has more than 100 years combined experience and can handle repairs and paint work on any make or model. We also offer a lifetime guarantee as long as you own your vehicle. Now that shows we stand behind our work. And our 24-hour towing service means we're here when you need us. So come see us at Troy Paint and Body, located on South Brundage Street in Troy beside the post office. Troy Paint and Body, where we may meet by accident, but you'll be glad we did.
A personal touch, a high level of trust. Whether it's checking and savings accounts, personal or business loans, or our local friendly service. That's what Troy Bank and Trust customers expect. But now we offer more. Free identity theft protection for our new and existing customers, protecting your family's time, money, and good name from identity theft. Because protecting your identity is now a big part of our identity.
Welcome back to Good News and Interviews with Forrest Lee. We have with us Mr. Anthony Knight, Adrian McBride, and Miss Shaniqua Lewis. They're with Let's Talk About It Ministry. Thank y'all for coming to the show.
Amen.
And first of all, how did this ministry get started? What was the...
We got started with me and Aiden. We were driving trucks one day, and we were trying to figure out how we could go to a Bible study. So we said we can't get there, so we said let's start a telephone ministry so we can have drivers who can't get home to be able to talk about the Bible on the telephone. And the more we did it, the more we come up with things like Packs for Kids and just fundraisers, try to help the community out, try to help kids out that are less fortunate than we are, and just went from there.
All right, Adrian, I'll start with you. Your hometown in
Troy, Alabama.
Troy, Alabama. Where'd you go to high school?
Pike County.
And your family, if you will, talk about your family just a little bit.
Okay, well, my mom is from Meadmore, Alabama, and my dad is from Troy. He went to Troy City School. My mom went to Pike County School, and that's pretty much.
What are your parents' names?
Mosetta Barr. Mose Beatty is my granddaddy,
Okay,
and my dad is John Earl Barr.
John or Ball.
Yeah.
Okay.
He do a lot of construction around here.
All right.
Barr construction.
Now, what church do you attend when you're able to, if you're not in a truck?
I attend. I got two churches I go to. I go to New Mount Pleasant in Linwood, Alabama, and I go to a church in Duggan, Alabama.
I know where Duggan
you know
is.
that?
Yes, sir.
It's called Clay Hill Missionary Baptist Church, and it's
Is it off the road? There's
it's
two
off of
churches.
30.
You take Hopewell Cemetery Road.
Yeah,
That-
just keep
okay.
straight on.
Okay.
I think it's 304 or 508, something. I forget the.
Is it
county
on the
road.
left or the right?
It's on the right. It'll be on the right.
Is it before you get to Coach Grant's house or after?
It's gonna be before, cause it's
Okay.
right in there.
Okay.
But I forgot it's got another name to that community. I forgot, but I just know it is. But
yeah,
the name
well,
of the church is Clay Hill Missionary.
Okay.
Yeah, and
Miss Shaniqua Lewis, you're from what state?
I'm from South Carolina.
Well, how did you find Troy, Alabama?
Driving, or wanting to drive. So I'm a truck driver.
Okay. Did you? Okay, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. It's how I met Anthony and Adrian.
Now, were you driving in South Carolina and you found Wallace? Do y'all drive for who?
Wallace Sanders.
Raleigh Sanders.
Okay.
I wasn't driving in South Carolina. I came fresh out of school, all the way to Troy, Alabama.
How did that happen?
One of the recruiters came to the school that I went to.
Okay. Who was the recruiter? Do you remember?
His name is Sean Page.
Sean Page.
Sean Page.
Okay. So you came to Troy University to school. Oh, a recruiter for trucking, for driving. Okay.
Yeah.
So they have recruiters all over the southeast or the country trying to find drivers for.
All over.
Yeah.
Okay. And well, your family. You said you grew up in what part of South Carolina?
Charleston.
Charleston. Okay. Your parents.
My mom, her name is Pamela. She's from New York originally.
Okay.
And my dad, his name is Alonzo. He's from Charleston.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, what's your mother's maiden name? I have to ask that.
Lewis.
Lewis. Okay.
It's
good.
Lewis.
Okay. We got some Lewises around here.
Yeah, it's not too many in the world, but yeah.
Is it Lewis?
L-E-W-I-S.
Right. It's like Mr. John Lewis and
Yeah.
Mr. Samuel. He's from this area in Pike County.
Right.
He attended Pike County High, I believe,
Yep.
didn't he?
Pike County. John Lewis. Yep.
And now, Miss Anthony Knight, and you grew up in Troy. And who are your parents?
Annie Knight and the late Mose Banks.
Mose Banks. And so what we have here is, if you will show that icon for us, explain this program here, Packs for Kids.
Well, it's something that we came up with when we was driving. We try to help kids that parents can't afford them backpacks, school supplies, clothes, shoes, whatever they need. We try to provide, and that's we've been doing it out of our own pocket
Yeah.
for the last 3 years. And
6. Oh yeah, this right here. Yeah.
it's third
This right,
year.
yeah.
And we decided we got with Jeffrey, and he put us with some good people like yourself.
Okay.
And a few more, and so we can do a little bit better this year.
Right. So it's Packs for Kids. It's the second annual. Excuse me. If you need to call somebody, you can call 470-2105. There's donations that can be accepted via Cash App at, well, you can see that on your screen, and or Zelle at anight@letstalkaboutministry.org. Or if you'd like to write a check, you could write it out to Let's Talk About It Ministry in cash. Now, if they want to do donations or supplies, It says delivered to 1305 South Brundage Street. Where exactly is that?
Well, actually, that is where we're gonna do the fundraiser.
Okay.
No, that's the address.
That's actually our mailing
Yeah,
address.
Okay.
Excuse me.
It's our mailing address.
Oh, it's 1305 South Brundage Street. What does PMD stand for?
It's supposed to
29.
be PMB 294.
Yeah.
Okay, 29.
Mailbox number.
Yes, the
Okay.
mailbox.
Okay, Troy, Alabama 36081. And the date that you want to have all the funds is the 13th day of August.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
And let's see, the time's going to be at 10:30 a.m. Now, where will that be located? Is it going to be located where? Is that a certain drop-off
It's gonna
point?
be located at the park right there with a helicopter at the airplane.
Okay.
Right there. I forget-
The
Memorial-
Bicentennial?
Yeah, Bicentennial.
Yeah,
yeah,
at
right
the
there.
Bicentennial
Yeah.
Park here in Troy. You probably see a bunch of flags out before this
Yeah.
weekend if they're
Yeah.
not already out.
Yeah.
But at 10:30, they'll be out there at 10:30 accepting donations.
Yeah.
Do you want them to purchase brand new book bags and bring them to your supplies, or how do y'all want that to take place?
Everything we would love for it to be brand new.
Okay.
As far as the supplies and the book bags, over time there's wear and tear. We don't want to give something to a child that's just going to last a week or so.
Another good place to look, your school systems, and now what schools will y'all try to serve? All the Pike County
All the
schools?
Pike County schools, yeah.
You can go to all the websites. You can go to the Pike County Schools websites. You can click on Goshen Elementary, Goshen High School, same thing in Brundage Elementary, the high school in Brundage, Pike County High School, Troy Elementary, Charles Simpson Middle School, or Charles Simpson High School, and you can view what supplies are needed depending on what grade those
Yeah.
kids are. And I've been in education for a little bit of while. They always need paper, pens, crayons, markers, of course, book bags. But there's an array of things that you can find school supplies needed if you're a fourth grader.
Yeah.
If you're in kindergarten, because it varies. And I know, and I teach part-time at Pike Little Arts, and I see the kids when they like these little pencil toters, what I call them. It's a little plastic thing where they put all their pens and pencils and crayons in there, and they've got it with them, and it keeps it organized. Besides packs for kids, are there other things that y'all have done since y'all been?
We like he said, we mainly started just us trying to just couldn't get to church, and so if we start doing it, we start seeing the need of people, and we want to start trying to reach those needs of people. So one of the things we do a Christmas program. We've been doing that for 6 years. We've been doing Let's Talk About It ministry for 6 years. June the 13th was our 6-year anniversary.
Okay.
And we do go
We
ahead.
do the Thanksgiving where we feed 3 families, and this year we want to do more. We want to feed at least 20. The Christmas program, as Mr. McBride was referring to, we also buy a family a dinner. We try to supply, if they have a need for clothes, present for the kids or anything, we try to just step in and do what we can do at that point.
If y'all like I was for Christmas, you get a brand new pair of blue jeans that were about a size or two too big, and they were stiff. It took you forever to get them unstiff. Well, that's what we started school with. We got fruit
Yep, I remember fruit.
and maybe a toy or two, but I don't think I got a bicycle till I was about 13 or 14, but that's okay too. But it's all in, that's a wonderful, thing that you do for our youth and for families in needs. And there's always someone in need. Like right now, I can only imagine in a 10-mile radius or even a 20-mile radius what kids are going through.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Especially the pandemic caused us to do a lot more. That's what hurt us. Well, not hurt us, but blessed us in a way where we started giving out more because it was less people that had jobs still couldn't make it. Like now the gas prices. So a lot of things, and it inspired us to do more. And so this is how we get to this year. Because for the last 6 years, we've been coming out of our own pocket, getting a couple people to help us, but we never did it on this level.
Right.
So we still helping one family, and we want to help 20 families. That's our goal to help.
Next,
If you don't mind, I wanted to, in this event, we're going to be barbecuing. We got a bike giveaway. We're gonna have 4 bicycles. We're gonna raffle out.
Okay.
give
That'll be at
some
the
kids-
Bicentennial Park?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And,
So on the 13th of August, and we'll show this icon from time, on all our shows on Mondays, Monday nights, and I'll ask Mike Amos to do the same thing on his show in the mornings. But on the 13th day of August at 10:30 a.m., there will be Packs for Kids fundraiser at the Bicentennial Park here in Troy, Alabama. If you'd like to bring a cash donation, you can do that. And show that icon again one more time, Nate. There it is right there. You can call 470-2105, and there's the information there about giving to this worthy cause. Well, I want to thank y'all for coming. We have some prearranged things we had to show before our 8 o'clock hour expires, but you can see this replay again on Wednesday nights at 9 o'clock, and anytime that y'all would like to come back, just call me. And as time gets closer, we can go over it again and talk about your phone ministry that you have with your fellow truckers. And Breaker 19, I just had to say that one time. But anyway, thank y'all for coming. I hope you have a great week. And welcome. So are any of y'all tandem drivers, or do y'all, in other words, y'all drive by yourself?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, me and him train. We train.
Oh, y'all okay.
Yeah.
Train here in Troy?
Train for Wally Sanders.
Okay, well, good. That's great. Well, thank y'all for coming. I'm a Wally Sanders fan and always have been. That's a great company for the community. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll take a break and we'll be right back with the good news and interviews.
Brundage Building Supply and Paint Center at Jackson Hardware. 120 years and counting of real customer service with a smile and a heartfelt thank you for visiting with us. PPE, lumber, paint, building supply and roofing, guns, ammunition, American-made items, and oh, by the way, hardware.
If you've had an accident or just want a new look for your vehicle, come see us at Troy Paint and Body, where we do it right the first time. Our staff has more than 100 years combined experience and can handle repairs and paint work on any make or model. We also offer a lifetime guarantee as long as you own your vehicle. Now that shows we stand behind our work. And our 24-hour towing service means we're here when you need us. So come see us at Troy Paint and Body, located on South Brundage Street in Troy beside the post office. Troy Paint and Body, where we may meet by accident, but you'll be glad we did.
A personal touch, a high level of trust. Whether it's checking and savings accounts, personal or business loans, or our local friendly service. That's what Troy Bank and Trust customers expect. But now we offer more. Free identity theft protection for our new and existing customers, protecting your family's time, money, and good name from identity theft. Because protecting your identity is now a big part of our identity.
Welcome back to Good News and Interviews. Speaking of good news, in Brundage, Alabama, there's an event center called the Kennedy. It's located off S.A. Graham Boulevard near downtown Brundage, and here's a review of the Kennedy, and we're interviewing Miss Deborah Sutton for the Kennedys. Welcome to Good News and Interviews. I'm Forrest Lee, and ladies and gentlemen, this is Miss Lynn Sutton. She works for the Kennedy, and the Kennedy is a fantastic venue here in Brundage, Alabama. It's located on S.A. Graham Boulevard. Thank you for having us.
Thank you for being
We
here.
saw Mr. John Kennedy earlier, and he's been on our show probably 8 months ago.
Yes,
and
he
I met
has.
his wife one day in
Yes.
downtown Brundage, and I got the tour,
Yes.
but you're in for a treat
Absolutely.
by viewing the Kennedy. Talk to us a little bit about the Kennedy and what it offers.
Okay. Well, the Kennedy is a celebration venue, and it also offers overnight lodging. And we offer the lodging for extended families as well. The Kennedy can actually sleep up to 12 people, and we also have a little cottage out back for rent. So by the time you add that, we can sleep 16 people.
Yes, ma'am.
And we also offer it for any type of events. We offer wedding showers, weddings, we offer bridal showers, we offer teas. We actually had the Kappa Delta sorority come and do a sorority brunch, and that was fantastic. They had a ball. And we offer it for tailgating parties, family reunions, any type of celebration event that's needed.
Well, you know, for office staff or, like you said, sororities or
Corporate
fraternities, if you
events.
wanted to have an event where you had a two or three night stay
Absolutely.
for your officers to plan for the next year, it's a wonderful
Absolutely.
place.
It is. We can
Or,
accommodate.
For example, say if someone is having a reunion
Yes.
and you're expecting 200 to 300 people, 14 to 16 people can get together. Hey, let's rent the
Absolutely.
Kennedy and divide it. You've got state-of-the-art showers that are
Yes.
updated, and one of them is
ADA compliant.
ADA
Yes.
for the disabled.
Disabled, yes.
And you got ramps and all that kind
We
of
do.
stuff.
We do.
Beautiful kitchen. I mean, not kitchen, but dining room.
area, yes.
And in a minute, there's another sitting room with nice
Yes.
leather chairs. The kitchen is updated.
Absolutely.
Everything is updated, and you've got
13.5-foot ceilings that are tongue and groove, and they are the original ceilings.
Do we know what year this home was built?
Yes, it was built in 1901 for a Dr. Colin McSwain. He was a general practice surgeon here in Brundage.
Okay.
He lived here in the home and also operated his practice here in the home.
And it's, I think the Jacksons and Brian owned it at one time.
Absolutely.
But how
James
long-
Griffin,
Okay. How long
Brian.
has the Kennedy been functional or been open for business?
Okay, it has been open for business for about a year, right about 10 months.
Okay.
And every month since we've had it open, we have had bookings, we have had reservations, we have had overnight stays. It has been a really big thing. And we are really looking to have a lot more.
Yeah. And there's plenty of parking.
Absolutely,
Ton of
plenty of safe parking. No one has to park in the street or across the street. We have a huge lot out back that is fenced. There is more than enough parking to accommodate.
Well, is there a place where people can bring an outdoor grill if they wanted to grill outside? Do y'all allow
Absolutely,
that? Okay.
absolutely.
And the woodworking and the doors.
It's phenomenal. Yes.
It's like, how did they do that?
The home features the original transoms over each doorway and the original woodworking along in the house and the original hardwood floors, original gingerbread as you come in the front foyer. So everything in the house is pretty much as much original as we could leave it. The original bones are still here. We have 5 working fireplaces, and they are all original to the home with the original mantles and the original tile work around each fireplace.
Now the Kennedys, that's
Yes.
Mr. John, what's his wife's name?
John and Vicky,
John and Vicky, and they've got 2 boys
I think so, and their son Jay also is with them on this.
from the Notre Dame Irishman. I
There
believe he
you
went to Notre
go,
Dame.
absolutely.
And we saw, like I said, we saw Mr. John earlier at
Yes.
the Pizza Palace.
Yes.
We were in there getting some pizza, and I think he got some salad and stuff to go.
Mm-hmm.
And the walls are, you have beautiful paintings on the wall and portraits. Are any
Portraits.
of those original, or is that something
I-
they just added?
I think everything was added, but everything in here is dated with the home, and pretty much everything in here that they have added is also antique, dated to the home.
And it's state-of-the-art central
State-of-the-art central
I mean,
heat and air.
yeah, it's nice and cool in
Yes,
here.
absolutely.
Now, how can someone get in touch with you
Okay.
about renting?
Okay.
The Kennedy.
We do have a website. It is www.thekennedyalabama.com. You can go on there and link directly to Airbnb if you're wanting to rent overnight. We are listed on the Airbnb site. All of that is handled through Airbnb. But if you want to rent for events, you can pop us an email, www.thekennedyalabama@gmail.com.
Okay. Is there a local number that they could call? Or is it all through?
It's pretty much all through the
Yeah,
internet,
yeah,
yes.
that's good. But you're located on S.A. Graham Boulevard as you're coming
Absolutely.
from 231. It's almost at the end of S.A.
S.A.
Graham
Graham.
Boulevard before you hit Main Street.
Absolutely. We're right in the heart of the historic district.
And we've met Mr. Brian McDaniels, and he's
Yes.
president of the Brundage Business Association.
Absolutely.
And y'all have a big event coming up
We
June the
certainly
25th.
do. June the 25th.
Can you elaborate on that a little bit?
Absolutely. We
Yeah.
have the Brundage Fest Extravaganza coming up, and I will be holding a booth out there for the Kennedy, and we're going to have some fantastic giveaways, so we need folks to come out and see what we're giving away. I'm not going to tell you because it's a surprise,
okay.
but it's really big.
Yeah. Now it's going to start at 9 o'clock with a parade
9
led
o'clock
by
with a parade.
some of the local beauties.
Absolutely.
And they're going to have tea, I think, at the Bass House.
Mm-hmm.
The Tupperware, the Tupper, not the Tupperware.
Tupper Lightfoot.
The Tupper Lightfoot Library for kids. They're going to have dart throwing.
Yes.
They'll have, I think, face painting.
Face painting,
And other
yes.
activities. They're going to have a cow patty drop somewhere at the Bass House.
Absolutely.
There's
And
a
a
cooking contest.
Cooking contest
They're
and a
gonna
kiss
have
the pig.
Kiss the pig. You can, so whoever raises the most money, I hope it's a 7-way tie.
I
hope
know.
they all tie.
Wouldn't that be cool?
Yeah. And some of those are Brian
McDaniel,
Brian McDaniels, the mayor,
Miss Isabel Boyd,
the new head football coach, Coach Hurt
Mark Hurt.
at Pike County High School. The elementary principal is,
Yes,
I can't remember his
I can't
name.
remember his name.
Don Dickert.
Don Dickert, yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
And Jason Gregory,
Yes.
Premier Dodge in
From
downtown
Premier
Troy.
Dodge.
So I hope it is a tie where they all had to
I
kiss.
do too.
And I think that pig kissing event will take place somewhere between 5 and 6 o'clock.
Later over in the afternoon. Absolutely.
And to end the event, what we're going to do an explosion
A huge firework display.
at the Bulldog Stadium on the campus of Pike County High
Absolutely. It's
School.
one like Brundage has never seen.
Right. And like we said, the downtown Brundage area is starting to explode for the
Absolutely.
better. The new businesses,
it's on
new
the way up.
restaurants. This venue,
It's amazing.
it's amazing.
There's no words for it. I
It's-
mean,
Wow.
it's splendid.
It is.
Absolutely.
You know, if you had just say you got a daughter about to get married,
Absolutely.
and you want to have a place for her and the bridesmaids to spend the night.
This is
This
it.
is it. And then
This
you can
is
have the
it.
makeup artist come in here and do the makeup, and they can get dressed here. They can get in their limousine and drive to wherever they're going to
Drive
get
right
married.
off.
But this is the
Absolutely.
place to be.
This is the
You
place
got
to be. And we have had weddings here since we started, and they turned out absolutely beautiful. The bride and groom stood underneath the beautiful gingerbread molding there as you come into the foyer, and we set the chairs up here in the wide hallway, and the aisle was right through the center of this hallway. It was just absolutely splendid.
Wow, I just cannot say enough about it.
It's-
Words do not do it justice.
Words don't do justice.
And your kitchen is state of the art.
State of the art,
and clean as a
everything brand
whistle.
new. It's a little bit of the old with a little bit of the new.
Yes, ma'am. Ladies and gentlemen, that was the Kennedy, and this next feature that we have is Douglas Brothers with Sheer Qualls. Good morning and welcome to Good News and Interviews with Forrest Tree Lee. Today we are with Mr. Sheer Qualls, the owner of Douglas Brothers Jewelry. They've been in business for over 150 years.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for allowing us to come into the studio, office. What would we call this?
This is my jewelry repair room.
The repair room.
Yeah.
And you've got on a special type of apron, and what do you call that?
Well, it's actually a grilling apron, but it's leather. And from time to time, hot pieces of gold want to jump on me, and I'm trying to protect myself from it. I have ruined shirts and pants and burned my foot with a hot piece of gold, so it's trying to avoid it.
And now, your name, your first name, a little bit about the history of how you got your name, Sheer.
Yeah, it's my grandfather's name, Louis Sheer Douglas, and he was named after an old German watchmaker. Probably the Sheer is a surname in German, but I don't know that for a fact.
Well, when you talk jewelry, how did you become, not acquainted, but how did you become skilled in the jewelry making and the jewelry repair?
Well, I literally grew up in the store as a small child. You know, I always wanted to hang around here, and you know, over the years, they let you do more and more stuff as you grow older, and of course by the time I was an adult I was already doing everything.
And this is the third generation or fourth?
I'm fourth generation.
Fourth generation of...
Yeah.
And where all have the locations been in Troy? Because we're on Court Square.
Court Square.
Court Square.
Yeah. Originally it was on the south side, somewhere about where the university has their Idea Bank now.
Okay.
It used to be Florence Merchants Bank. Then they moved to the east side into another building that I don't know exactly where that was either. But around 1900, they moved to the north side of the square where Flat Tops and Fiddles currently is located.
Okay.
We were there from 1900 to 1980 roughly, and in 1980 we moved into our current location.
What was in this location before y'all got it?
It was a VJ Elmore 5 and dime.
Okay. And then they had an exit on that side. It encompassed this and...
Well, actually, it was 3 buildings involved in it, where Joel Williams Law Office was part of it, our building, and behind us is another building that actually faces onto North Three Notch that we also own.
Okay. Well, we're good. Now, you also served in the United States Army Reserve.
Yeah, I was in the Army Reserve for 40 years.
40 years.
I was deployed to the Middle East 3 times. 2003, 2005, and 2011.
Mm-hmm. Well, and you retired as a
Command Sergeant Major.
Command Sergeant Major with 40 years.
Yes, sir.
Now, were you enlisted in Troy, Alabama?
Yes. The unit was at the time where the City Board of Education is now located.
Right.
I spent 20 years in that particular unit, and then as I got promoted, I had to move around a good bit.
And just pack your bags, leave on Friday, and come back late Sunday.
Yes, some of that, yes.
And well, let's look at some of your jewelry stuff and talk to us just a few things about those.
I've got an assortment of pliers, cutting pliers, and other pliers for bending and shaping. I've got an assortment of tweezers and stuff up here so that I don't pick up hot metal. This particular pair is called a third hand. You put your work in this and then, whoop,
you cut that out.
Put your work in this and it'll hold it in place for you while you work on it. This tray is just a tray full of little diamonds that I use to replace diamonds with.
Wow.
These are kind of drill bits. They're called burrs, where you, if you're going to set a diamond, you have to make a place for it to set, and you use that to drill into the mounting to to set a ring. Got assortment of, these are called ring mandrels. They're solid steel sticks with different ring sizes on it, so you know what size you're working with. If
What's
you're
the biggest ring you ever worked with?
About an 18. This particular stick right here goes up to a 24.
Okay.
But 18 is about as big as I've ever worked on. And there's a man here in town that's his ring. Quite large hands.
And then you use your binocular.
Well, I've got a.
What is that called? That is
this is a visor, is what I call it. I'm sure it probably has a different name, but I mean it's a magnifying where I can see closer up what I'm doing. And I've got two of them. They're different magnifications, so I can get things even bigger if I have to.
Now, what kind of this green and red line? What is this right here?
It's well, not oxygen and natural gas. It's a torch I use to work on rings. I have a smaller one here.
Okay.
And of course, if you're gonna size a ring, you've got to either cut a piece of gold out or put a piece of gold in, and then you got to solder it all back together. And then I come over here once I've done that and use these files to reshape the ring, file off the excess gold. And
what about your hammer right there? That hammer looking thing.
This is a rawhide hammer. You don't want to hit a ring with a metal hammer. You'll bend it and dent it and everything else. You use this hammer to reshape it once you've done your work to it. And sometimes people just bring them in bent.
Right.
And I can straighten it out with this.
Well, how old is that hammer? It looks like it's been around for a while.
I don't know how old it is. It's been around as long as I can remember.
Now,
you can tell the difference in the new one and an old one. This one's fairly new. This one's, I don't know how old it is.
Right.
As a matter of fact, most of these tools around here are older than me.
Right. What about that box right there? That wood?
This?
Yes, sir. Is that wood?
Well, that's a ring holder.
Okay.
You can put a ring in here.
Excuse me.
Hold it like that if you're going to be working on the top or
a ring holder.
Yeah. Now this one's fairly new because they do wear out. When I say fairly new, it's probably only 10 years old.
Yes, sir. Mr. Shear, what's that piece of wood right there that you got mounted there?
It's called a bench pin. When I'm going to file a ring after I've sized it, I'll put it on here and brace it. Then I can take my file and run across it like that.
Okay.
And if I want to get to the inside of the ring, I'll put it up here a little higher, and then I can file the inside.
How often do those last?
These are.
What kind of wood is that made out of? Do we know?
I don't know. It's a hard wood. I don't think it's oak. I'm not sure what it is. And we were talking about the age of stuff. This ring stick right here is so old you can't hardly read the markings on it. Yeah, it would have.
It's kind of heavy. I mean, you know, is this a steel? What is this?
It would have originally been marked very similar to that one. And over the years, it's just been filed away.
Now, where do they make these? Do you know?
A lot of these tools are made in Switzerland, but I really don't know. I'd say that thing is way older than me. I have no idea how old that ring stick is, but it's my go-to stick.
Have you got a favorite type of watch that you repair, or that's easy to, not I would say easy to work with, but? Well,
watches these days, the quartz watches, battery watches, can't really work on them much. If it gets to the point where it won't work, you can replace the entire insides of the watch pretty easily.
Yes, sir.
And it's cheap. You can't work on them, so that's the only option. You either put that one away or throw it away, or get you a new one, or put a new movement inside the watch itself.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, about 3 or 4 weeks ago, I knew that Jody had like 4 watches that she hadn't used in a while. The battery was out or something. So of the 4 watches, he said, let's don't worry about this one, but he fixed my other 3 watches, and I had to box them up for Jody, and she got a surprise that she has 3 working watches now. And but I want to thank you for doing that.
Oh yeah.
Now, some of your other specialties besides jewelry repair at Douglas Brothers, y'all sell anniversary and wedding type
Oh,
plates,
yeah.
accessories?
Yeah, we do, bridal registry. We do all kinds of engraving. I engrave on just about anything that I can put into a big vise.
Okay. And your engraving machine, all that's back here?
No, it's back.
Oh, it's in the back?
Yeah, I've got 3 different kinds back there.
Okay.
I've got a laser engraver, a older manual type engraving machine, and then another computerized engraving machine that, and we use all 3.
Yes, sir. Now, have you got anybody in the wings that's
Well,
in the...
my daughter Laura does all the engraving, except for some of the really special stuff I'll do.
Yes, sir. Now, speaking of your daughter, how many children do you have?
I have 2, and they both work here.
Okay. And how many grandyoungins?
I've got 4 grandchildren, one of which works here.
Yeah, that's Laura
Laura Ashley.
And of course, your wife, her maiden name is,
Henderson.
and she's from the town of Glenwood.
Yes.
Yeah, we were in Glenwood about a week ago, and we did a little segment on the flowing well of Glenwood.
Oh, yeah.
And sipped some water and did a little quick visit of that. But Mr. Qualt, what are your store hours here at Douglas Brothers?
We're 10 to 5 on Monday through Friday and 10 to 1 on Saturday.
Okay. And we got Father's Day coming up, and you've got
Yes.
an array of watches and rings
Oh,
and all
yes.
that kind of stuff.
Mhm.
And just an assortment of jewelry. You got watches
Yeah.
for women, rings, earrings, necklaces.
Yes.
What? And y'all have silver too. Do y'all have silver or crystal?
We have crystal. We don't carry a lot of silver I don't know silver flatware.
Okay.
Stainless steel flatware, we carry that, and then
Now-
we have crystal hollowware is what you call it. It's bowls, pitchers, vases, that sort of thing.
For like wedding gifts
Yes.
and those kind of things. Now, some of the other items that you carry, I see that you've got some, I don't want to say arts and crafts, but you got all kind of decorative things for your home or
Oh, yeah.
for your...
Home decor items.
Okay. And so this, are y'all in your 151st year, or have you
Yes.
started your 152nd year?
151st.
151st. I imagine when you repair something, no watch or no ring is the same. There's a different challenge.
Oh yeah, just about it. One thing you got to be aware of if you're sizing a ring, an older ring, that it's been sized before. And that's where you get the hot pieces of gold jumping out on you, because if you don't detect that old seam, that will melt, the solder will melt, and then the ring's under a little tension and it'll just pop out.
Okay. Now, what are some other challenges that a jeweler repairman or watch repairman, what are some other challenges that you face?
Well, rings that have colored stones in them, emeralds, rubies, sapphires, and pearls, you've got to be careful with some of those colored stones because they can't take what other stones can take. You can't take the heat. Pearls can't take any heat. It'll destroy them. Emeralds can't take any heat. It'll destroy them. And one of the things that I have that helps me work around those things is I have a laser engraver over there that, not engraver, a laser welder that I can work around semi-precious stones that are heat sensitive with that, because it doesn't get hot, but just in one very, very small spot.
Yes, sir. Well, Mr. Shear, let's talk about the history of Douglas Brothers, who started it, and then as we come on down toward you.
C.B. Douglas, Charles Bryant Douglas, my grandfather, great-grandfather, started the business 1871. He operated it till, I don't have the exact date on my in mind, but about 1900, two of his sons bought him out, Charles Bryant Douglas and my grandfather, Lewis Shear Douglas, bought him out and then changed the name to Douglas Brothers Jewelry. It was previously just Douglas Jewelry.
Douglas Jewelry.
And they operated it till 1939 when Charles Bryant Ivy Douglas passed away, and my father, who had very recently married my mother, of course, my grandfather's daughter, he came in to help fill in the gap while, after the brother had passed away, and he never left either. He worked here till he retired. Then my brother and I were made partners in the 1980s.
What's his name?
It was Claude Allen Qualls Jr., and everybody called him Bo.
Bo.
And then he passed away in 1999, and I became sole owner.
So there was just, how many siblings did you have?
I had 6 siblings, but only
Okay.
2 of us worked here.
Okay. Now who
Well-
are you? Go ahead.
Well, let me say, everybody has worked here at some point in time, but me and my brother were the only 2 that stayed.
Right, I got you. So your mother and dad had 6?
7.
7.
7
How many
total.
boys?
3 boys
And 4 girls?
and 4 girls.
Okay. Now how many siblings do you have remain that are still living?
All of them, but my brother Bo.
Brother Bo. Well, and your parents, again, what are their names?
Mary Ivy Douglas Qualls
Okay.
and Claude Allen Qualls.
Now, your mother's maiden name was Douglas?
Yes.
Okay, so it's Douglas.
Yeah.
And that's with 2 S's, the
No,
Douglas?
no, one S.
One S, because some have 2 and
Yeah.
some have 1.
1 S.
Now, the Douglas family, where did it originate from? What continent? Are they European or?
The Douglases came from Scotland, I believe it was.
Okay.
Moved here in the 1700s, lived in North Carolina, I believe it was, and moved from North Carolina to Pike County, 1852, I think it was.
Okay. Now, I wonder what sparked their interest in watches and jewelry. Do you have any?
Well, my great-grandfather, C.B. Douglas, he, after the Civil War, they had a plantation prior to, and it was no longer viable. So he had to find a line of work, and he'd been interested in mechanical things and watches. The Pike County Historical Society recently did a book on our business, and in their research, they discovered that he had 2 patents for farming implements that we didn't know about.
I remember you telling us that the first time we interviewed
Yeah.
you about a year ago. Now, what
Yeah.
were those implements? Go ahead and elaborate on that for us.
One of them was a cultivator, and I don't remember the other one, what it was, but they were manufactured here in Troy for a while. And
Was it a Douglas cultivator, you
Douglas
think?
cultivator.
Have you ever seen one? I'd love
Not in person.
Somebody's probably got one.
The-
Check your barns and out in the woods, see if you see a Douglas Brothers. That would be neat to
It
find
would
that.
be. Anyway, it was a sit-on cultivator. Instead of walk behind it, you sat on it. And the picture from the patent office shows like he's walking, pushing it with his feet, but I don't think that would be very practical. And maybe you're supposed to be pulled by a mule.
Right. What was the other thing? Do you remember?
I don't remember what it
Okay.
was. I'd have to look
Okay.
it up.
Okay. Well, there was something else I was going to ask. In your spare time, now when you're not in the jewelry store, what are some things that you enjoy doing in your spare time, or what do you?
I do some boating. I own a pontoon boat, so we do some boating, a little gardening.
Do y'all do that in the Gulf or? On
No,
the lake?
down at Gant,
Gant,
Lake
Gant.
Gant. And me and my son-in-law do some gardening together, and
And your son-in-law is
John Witherington.
Big John. Okay. That's Laura Ashley's and Jack's daddy.
Yeah.
Married one of your daughters.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I've been around John. I love being around him. He's just a good old salt of the earth
Oh
kind
yeah,
of fella.
John's great.
Well, was anything else you'd like to add, Mr. Shear?
I can't think of anything particular. Of course, we didn't get way down in the weeds with stuff, but I can't think of anything that would be particularly interesting.
Well, I've got to know you more, I guess, through Jack and Laura
Yeah.
Ashley, and you have a wonderful family, and I want to thank you for allowing us to come up here in the jewelry box, the jewelry repair portion of your store. And ladies and gentlemen, Douglas Brothers is a great place to shop and visit for all your jewelry and watches, and they got all other kind of home decor that you can get and can buy. And but thank you, Mr. Qualls.
Thank you,
Mr.
Forrest.
Shear. And ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back after these messages. Thank you for tuning in to Good News and Interviews. We'll see you next week. Bye.